This is my review of the Jawbone UP versus the Fitbit Flex. Review giveaway, I like the Fitbit Flex better. So I started out this past Christmas with the Jawbone UP. I got this as a Christmas present. I made a video review about it. You can watch that up there. And I was really happy with it for about a month. And then it broke, and then Jawbone gave me a replacement, and then that one broke. And I had to wait like a week and a half because I think they were trying to repair the one that didn't work. And then I got a third one, which is this one, and this one didn't work when they sent it, and that was all within about 3 or 4 months, so I gave up. And right about that time, the Fitbit Flex came out, showed up in the mail, and honestly, way better than the Jawbone UP. And some of the problems that I had with the Jawbone UP that I didn't like is just the way that it fit. You'll notice that obviously it's just kind of a molded fit, maybe a one-size-fits-all. And it just doesn't really fit very well. I'll show some close-ups, but I just don't love the fact that the Jawbone UP kind of sticks out a little bit. The squared off ends are pretty uncomfortable, especially if you hit yourself in the face while you're sleeping, or you knock against somebody else, or heaven forbid you're running or playing a sport and someone hits it. This molded design just falls off your wrist. And when I play basketball, I had to tie this through my shoes so that I could still wear it because so many times it would just fly off my wrist, and it fits tight, but if someone hits it, it comes off. Unlike the Fitbit Flex, which has this awesome little adjustable band, and Fitbit sends you 2 sizes, so you don't have to pick your size, you don't have to measure your wrist. This is the larger band size. There's also a small, and it's super easy. It just has this little Fitbit gizmo that goes inside the band. It's really easy to charge this thing. It lasts about the same charging time as the Jawbone UP. I actually think the Fitbit lasts a little bit longer. And one of the huge things that I love is that the Jawbone, you have to connect to your phone or whatever device you're using, iPhone, Android, through the microphone port, which is cool. I mean, it's an interesting design feature, but it really stinks having to take it off, connect it, and do that when you're trying to sync it up. The Fitbit, you don't have to do anything. You just leave it on, you bust out your iPhone, you open up the Fitbit app, and it syncs just like that. It syncs right over Bluetooth or whatever the technology is. I'm guessing it's Bluetooth. And it'll sync all of your progress. So if we look at my progress today, I will let this thing update, and I'll tell you that out of my 10,000 steps, which is the same goal I had with the Jawbone, we're updating here. Because I haven't updated actually since I traveled in the past couple days, so it's probably, we've got 5 days of data. But I will say the UI on the app while it loads is just as good as the Jawbone. I think the Jawbone may have the upper hand as far as UI goes compared to the Flex or for Fitbit. Not necessarily extremely different, just different looking. Some people like the Jawbone, some people like Fitbit. I would probably prefer the UI of the Jawbone app, but for the sake of this one still looks great. I can still update my goals really quickly. I can still see my distance that I've gone, the calories I've burned. I can input different workouts if it doesn't necessarily pick up on the workout that I did. Like if I did a weight training workout, it's not going to count the normal amount of steps that you would do, but neither did the Jawbone. They're very much the same when it comes to calculating steps. I've noticed that when I would do my incline treadmill workout, it's pretty much tracking almost the exact same amount of steps, so no real differences there, which is nice. And this is still syncing. But anyway, I'll show some pictures of that while I've been talking, and you can see what it looks like. But I will say that just overall, the biggest thing for me is the Fitbit Flex. I don't feel like I'm wearing it, which is a big plus for me. When I was wearing the Jawbone, I always knew that it was on my wrist. I could always feel it. It would bother me. I'd have to move it around a little bit. It's well constructed. I mean, it feels like very similar plastic on both of them. But the Fitbit Flex just fits so much better. The adjustability is good. I mean, sometimes your wrists are a little bit swollen or something, I don't know, and I have to adjust it tighter or looser, and I can do that. With the Jawbone, it just got really uncomfortable on the sides of my wrist. The display is obviously very different on the Fitbit Flex. You double tap it and you can see the little lights light up and it'll blink and show you your progress for the day. I haven't moved around much today, so I haven't logged many steps, but it shows you 5 dots, and that's 1 fist, 2 fists, 3 fists of your progress throughout the day of whatever your step goal is. You can set it into sleep mode just by tapping it a whole bunch of times until it goes into sleep mode. I'll tell it to get out of sleep mode because I'm not asleep. So it's pretty cool. There's not a certain amount of taps, so it'll just go out of sleep mode. The Jawbone had, the little button that you press, but I don't know about you if you guys are Jawbone users. It was really hard for me to see the UP's little lights. I know that it's supposed to be, LEDs and you can see them, but it just didn't really work very well. Sometimes I couldn't tell if it was in sleep mode or in regular mode, and it'd get bumped, and it's not just really easy to look at. You have to really kind of look close, and sorry, I just didn't find that very easy. Whereas the bright white lights are really easy to see. So cost, obviously, Fitbit Flex is a little bit cheaper than the Jawbone UP. The different color wristbands are just coming out for the Fitbit Flex. I actually ordered the package of 3, which is cool. So the Jawbone, you buy this color, this is the color you're stuck with. You can't change it. If you wanted to wear a different color, you'd have to buy a whole separate Jawbone. With the Fitbit Flex, you buy the different wristbands, you pull out the little Fitbit gizmo, you put it in the other wristbands, and you're good to go. So this is just basically an accessory to the technology. So overall, I've had the Fitbit Flex for about a month now, no issues. I actually took it in the ocean, submerged it in water. That you probably shouldn't do that, but the way that it's designed, it doesn't mess with it, it didn't hurt it at all. I'm pretty sure the Jawbone can't get submerged in water. I think they tell you not to do that. So overall, I give the Fitbit Flex a huge thumbs up. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for an activity tracker. I have not tried out Nike Fuel yet. I'm not sure I'm going to need to. I mean, I really like the Fitbit Flex, so I think they did a great job. That would be my personal review. Sorry, Jawbone. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you getting me new ones, but just didn't work out for me. My preference for the Fitbit Flex.